Okay, I've just popped into the supermarket. I'm on my break in work. I went in to get some pipe tobacco, and I was going to get Mellow Virginia, or Special Virginia as it's called these days, but they didn't have any, and so instead I come out with another blend that I haven't smoked in a great many years, and I've just topped up my Falcon, filled a bowl with this tobacco. Are you ready for it? It is Clan, one of the most maligned tobaccos out there, and I've never understood why so many people show a lot of hatred for this tobacco. It can smoke hot. You need to take your time and sip it. And it used to say on the pouch that it was a mixture of 14 different tobaccos. I'm not sure what it says in these days, as I haven't had Clan for a long time, but I've just opened this pouch and I've filled up the bowl there. But yeah, it says here the pipe tobacco with a unique blend. Clan Original has its own character. We use a symphony. Symphony, mate, not a mix, a symphony. Is that a bit pretentious, or is that just a cool way of saying mix? I like it though. We use a symphony of more than 14 different tobaccos from around the world to create this blend. Now, the pouch note of this is familiar to me. It smells like Clan always smelt. And that is like delicious. Tobacco-y with an hint of cherry and vanilla. Clan, of course, is an aromatic tobacco. I'll just close this pouch up now, put it in my bag, and we'll talk a little bit about it. So Clan is, as I say, is much maligned by some people. It can cause tongue bite if you smoke it too quickly because it can burn hot. But if you slow down with your Clan and take your time and sip it, I've always found it a fine blend. And there was a great many years back in the day where I smoked nothing but Clan. And it's still, at least before I gave up smoking, because I think I said in previous videos I gave up cigarette smoking 6 years ago. And because I was giving up cigarette smoking, I was a heavy smoker. I was afraid to try my pipes because I thought it would lead me down a slippery road back to cigarette smoking. And so, without intending to give up a pipe, I stopped smoking pipes as well for a good 5 years. 5.5 years. I've only recently come back to the pipe in the last few months, and I haven't had Clan since coming back to the pipe. But back in the day when I was a regular smoker, I did enjoy Clan. So I'm going to light up this bowl now and see if there's any changes after all these years. We had terrible weather this morning when I left for work, but it's really fined up now. I've been watching Mobland. I watched the final episode of Mobland last night, which is the series on Paramount with Pierce Brosnan, Ellen Mirren, Tom Hardy. Brilliant series. Far-fetched and comic book in places, but absolutely wonderful. And Pierce Brosnan seemed to be having the time of his life playing the boss of the Harrigan gangster clan, even though his Irish accent is a bit terrible. And oh, Jesus, it's even worse than the one I'm using now. But I have enjoyed Mobland, and I hope there's a season 2, because it hasn't been confirmed that there will be a season 2, although most people seem to think there will, since it was the highest rating program that Paramount had ever received on its streaming platform. Anyway, let's get this this Falcon burning away here. So that's the charring light. Just tamp the back tobacco down a bit and then give it its full light. Do you know, I'm not sure if it's the same as it used to be. The aroma is typical Clan. I'm not sure if it tastes different to I remember. Let me just get a mouthful of water to cleanse my palate. It's getting strange. Not strange as such, but not clan-like. Taste from that for a moment. Give it a moment, let's try that again. It does taste like clan, but I don't think it's quite what I remember. Though the aroma, the room note, is typical clan, the same aroma it's always had. You see, but tobacco blends change over the years. It's quite a common occurrence. Different companies buy out the brand and they may tweak the blend a bit, or the symphony in Clan's case. It's nice though, and I suppose that's what counts. But I'm getting a feel in you that this doesn't taste the way it used to. Not quite. But then again, it has been a great many years since I've smoked it, so... But what I'm going to do here, I'm going to end this part of the video here because I'm going to smoke this as I drive towards my next client. But later on when I get home, I'll shoot another video having another bowl of this clan and see what I think then, what my impressions are. But right off the bat, I will say it's got the familiar clan aroma, both out of the pouch and the room note. I can smell that richness there now, which clan was renowned for. But taste-wise, I think there are differences from what I remember. But I will say that it was never a bad tobacco, despite what some people say. I never thought clan was a bad tobacco, and it wouldn't have survived for all these years if it was a bad tobacco. And it's still not a bad tobacco. I'm just not sure if this is the old clan. You know, rather than meeting up with an old friend when I'm smoking this, I'm feeling that I may be meeting its offspring. I do think it's different to what it was. But never mind, we'll leave it for now. I've got to make a move anyway. We'll come back to this video later on when I get home, when I can sit down and really give it a puff. And we'll see what I think then. So, stay tuned. And here's a vintage pipe advert.
Davenport, isn't it? Up for membership.
Yes, that's right.
Your father, he was a pipe man. Very generous chap, as I recall.
Oh, I'm sorry. Would you care to...
Gold block, eh? My word.
Do you think there'll be any problem with my membership?
None at all at this rate, old chap. None at all.
Eh?
Gold block. Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Okay, now before I relocate to the smoking shed and do another bowl of clan, I've already filled the bowl up here. I just wanted to, I did a bit of research on the interweb when I came home, because as I said, when I smoked it earlier, I felt that it had changed slightly from what I remember, and according to the various forums on the internet, the mixture has been tweaked somewhat. These days it's produced by the Scandinavian Tobacco Group. A Clan has been over in the UK, available in the UK for decades. It was launched in the 1960s and was immediately pounced on because of its uniqueness, its unique room note. According to smokingpipes.com, their description of Clan tells us that it contains a complex blend of 14 different tobaccos. As we read that off the pouch, only it's not a complex blend of 14 different tobaccos, it's a complex symphony of 14 different tobaccos, which include Burley, Kentucky, Cavendish, Black Cavendish, Virginia, Perique, Turkish, Maryland leaves, and whatever else they decide to throw in. I also believe at least it always did in the past, have a top dressing of a whiskey kind of flavour, and I believe it still had that. Looking at online reviews, it's quite amusing. You either seem to love this tobacco or you hate it. For instance, one person posted here on this internet forum related to pipe smoking. I've smoked Clan ever since my dad allowed me to share his pouch some 40 years ago. One of the best things he ever did for me, and there's been some great things we have shared together. God bless his soul. I have tried other tobaccos, but I've always gone back to Clan. So, that's a good one. And then, on the other end of this, someone added on this forum, Clan is the worst excuse for a pipe tobacco I have ever had the misfortune to encounter all my life. Another person makes a point that it was dates back over 60 years and is instantly recognisable by its room aroma, with a dedicated following. Clan pipe tobaccos attracts both older smokers as well as the next generation. So let's pop back out into the smoking shed and have another bowl and give you my final thoughts on a tobacco. But what I would like to state here is I am really familiar with this tobacco. As I said years ago, I almost smoked Clan for a long period. I smoked Clan exclusively over all other tobaccos. I did ended up switching to a Lakeland style blend like Condo, and Condo became my main go-to. But I've always had a soft spot for Clan, and the experience I had with it today wasn't unpleasant, though I did find it slightly different. And what I've read online believes me to feel that I was right to suggest that it had been tweaked somewhat. I love those 1980 shoulder pads in that advert.
As I watch the sun descending and the birds fly home to rest, in the hush when day is ending, that's the hour when I feel blessed. Smoking my pipe, smoking my pipe.
If you go on various pipe smoking groups and forums, it seems to be a running joke of how bad Clan is. But I think a lot of that is jumping on the bandwagon. For instance, if you renamed Clan and pretended it was something like Esoterica, it'd probably fly off the shelves, and cost 10 times as much. There's nothing wrong with this tobacco. It's highly aromatic, which is what it intends to be anyway. Yes, it can burn hot, or at least used to burn hot if you didn't take your time with it and savour the smoke. This current iteration of Clan, I think, it's definitely been tweaked. As I said, we checked that on the net. The internet seems to, the vast majority of pipe smoking forums seem to be in agreement with me that it has been altered, tweaked, over time. Is it even better than it used to be? Don't know, too early to tell, but you get some interesting flavours out of this. Fruity notes. Perhaps that whiskiness which was inherent in Clan is still there, but it's not as front forward. It's definitely, it's a different flavour profile to what I'm used to, but it's still recognisable as Clan. You know, this may taste even better than I remember. Cavendish, Burley, Maryland leaves, Virginia. They say there's some Perique in here. I'm not really getting that. I'm not getting much pepperiness at all. So the Perique content must be quite low, but then Perique is a spice tobacco, and if you add a lot of Perique, it does tend to override everything else. So I think the Perique content is dialed right down, but it's what I would say about Clan is don't be put off by some of the negative reviews you see online. Try it for yourself. It's well worth trying, and that room note, nothing else has got a room note like Clan. It is distinctive. At the moment I'm doing a couple of reviews. I did Gold Block the other day. Today I meant to do Special Virginia, but I couldn't get it, so I got Clan. But I do intend to get a Special Virginia and Condo and St. Bruno to review all of the over-the-counter tobacco blends here in the UK. But to my taste, Clan is superior to Gold Block, which was the over-the-counter blend that I reviewed in my last video. So Clan is I think is a better blend. Sorry, Symphony. Bandwagoners say this is terrible, but I wouldn't be telling the truth. This is a decent smoke. It's definitely different to the Clan of years gone by, and there is a significant difference, although it is still recognisably Clan. I'd love to find an old pouch of Clan and be able to compare the two, because I used to smoke Clan so regularly back in the day. It is nice. I'm going to accompany my bowl with a glass of white and Mackay, which is a whiskey blend, blended by Richard the Nose Patterson. It's a fine whiskey. I'm coming down probably to the halfway mark in this bowl now, and the flavours are really pumping out now. I'm getting that fruity, raisiny, some whiskey. Maybe some cocoa. What's remarkable about this is I've smoked this bowl rather quick, and I always remember Clan being unforgiving if you smoked it too quick. It bit. It produced real bad tongue bite. It's not doing that there. Maybe the tweaks that the Scandinavian Tobacco Group have done to this blend, the Symphony, has perhaps addressed one of the biggest complaints that people used to have with Clan, and that was that they smoked too hot and it quite often caused tongue bite. The current Symphony doesn't. No 2 days are the same in the English summer. We're on to the 3rd of June now. June, of course, is summer month. And the weather seems to have taken a backward step. Most of May was beautiful. It was like high summer. It was like late July weather. This is, it's not cold, but it's wet. I don't know if you can hear the rain coming down on the roof of the old smoking shed. I'm trying to do, now that I'm back on the pipe, I plan to do a lot of work in here before the winter. I'm going to get these walls insulated. I'm going to get an heater in here. And then coming out here to taking a pipe, whether it's Clan or anything else, should become a pleasure, although I am really enjoying this Clan. As I say, it's been many years since I last smoked Clan. I used to smoke it regularly. I've always liked it. But I'm of a mind, with just this my second bowl, to say that this may be an improvement on the original blend. Which is ironic because these days it's called Clan Original. It used to go by the name of Clan Aromatic, but because of the tobacco laws, the madmen over in Brussels, they're not allowed to call it Clan Aromatic anymore. It's got to be now Clan Original. I think Clan Original is, whilst it stays true to the spirit and the nature of the actual original, which was Clan Aromatic, there may be some improvements have made to this. So that's the thing with tobaccos. In 2 years' time it could be a totally different blend again. Sorry, Symphony. There at the moment, as of 2025, freshly bought pouch, only purchased today. This is decent stuff, and I will be smoking more of this. This could be my everyday smoke. I mean, these days, I don't think I'd ever, sorry, smoke one blend exclusively, because I experiment now and I try so many different tobaccos. I've discovered the world of different pipe tobaccos thanks to online stores, so I'll never exclusively stick to one blend or one symphony even. But this could realistically become an all-day smoke for me. This is bloody good stuff. Anyway, happy smoking. Cheers, Salange, and Yakida.